Welcome. This is Frank Klesitz with Vyral Marketing. You meet Brandi Adkins here shortly, who has fired us, as you're reading hopefully in the headline of this YouTube video, 3 times. Fired us and came back. And there's a whole story here that maybe you can relate to of trying to figure it out, trying to figure out the game of how do you get somebody who actually wants to sell their home to call you. And there's a lot of ways to do that. And Brandi has gone through a lot of different trials and tribulations trying to find that right recipe. And I believe just a couple of weeks ago, or just recently, decided to give us a call back and said, all right, I give up with that strategy. I'm going to come back over here to Vyral Marketing. So Brandi is a customer. She's going to follow the Vyral Marketing plan. But there's many plans out there. And you can probably see in her background, say hi, Brandi.
Hello.
You can probably see in her background all the video equipment and the rabbit hole that might become, right? So let me just introduce Brandi really quick. Realtor in Austin for 20 some years. All right. Sells about 23 homes, $500,000 per home. And you've been at that level of production for how many years, Brandi?
Close to 20 homes a year, probably for the last decade.
Okay. And you're looking to break through that ceiling?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay. A lot of weight in that answer.
It is. It's been a lot.
When did you make a decision that you wanted to do something different to break through that ceiling?
I think it was just, kind of looking around my market and seeing other people do it and still able to have a life. I think a lot of things were holding me back, like thinking that if I were to go further and do more, that it would just be, more in the weeds and have less of a life. But I think you can have it all. I just can't figure out how yet.
They usually call that getting through the messy middle, where instead of running your business kind of entirely on your own time and personality, you have to generate leads that are not tied to your time, which you've been trying to figure out. Like, how do you get people to call you that's not so time intensive to make that happen?
Right.
And then, hire and train some people to handle the 80% of the administrative side of the business. You just kind of come in and touch the heart surgery stuff that you do.
Yeah.
So if you just have people calling you to sell their house, it don't really matter if they work directly with you or not, then you have a good support team. You can kind of achieve that business freedom and kind of get paid more for what you own than what you do. Is that where you want to be?
Yes, Frank. Yes.
Got it. All right. And how many years ago did you make this? Just remind me again, how many years ago did you make the decision that you wanted to go in that direction?
Well, so I've been in real estate over 20 years, but I think it's been probably in the last 2 or 3 that I've kind of reached the breaking point of something's got to give.
What was that breaking point?
Well, I think it probably has a lot to do with like kids getting older and, I'm looking at college now and just in wanting to do things like, getting into that later 40 years, it's like, I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to have a second home. And I know all this is possible in this business, but I just, I haven't seemed to make the breakthrough yet to be able to do those things.
Okay. So tell me what you did. Starting 2 to 3 years ago, what was the plan?
So the plan was
fix that problem.
Yeah, it was to get some systems in place and to be consistent and to start with video. So I started with the kind of green screen video, the Facebook marketing, Facebook ads, which I'm still in the weeds of, as you can see behind me. So I'm still getting the Facebook ads out there, doing the brand awareness, doing the things. And then I kind of got derailed and, because all of a sudden it was all short term. So now it's, short form. So now it's all going to be TikTok and stories. And, so then I got kind of derailed from that and I kind of got on that train for a little while. And then I got derailed again, Frank, because I got on the YouTube long form content train, which honestly is the worst of all of them, trying to record 15 to 20 minutes. And I'll just say, if you live in Texas in the summer, that is not happening. It is, you are melted in the first 10 minutes. It's 100 degrees
outside in the summer?
Yeah, it's nuts. And so I was like, this can't be it. And so, I kind of feel like I've been spinning my wheels with video for a while.
So why did you choose the video path to grow your business? You decided you really wanted, of all the ways to do it, Why did you decide digital marketing and video is the way you wanted to go?
Well, I studied a lot about the parasocial relationship and, how you can kind of get people to know you, get your personality, get a feel for who and what you are, prior to even arriving to the appointment or meeting them in person. And so I knew I had the right personality, that if I could get in front of people and they could see me, and, and I wanted to attract the right kind of person, because if you see me on video and you don't like what you see, then I'm not your person. And so it kind of seems like it'd be a win-win to not waste time, but also gain credibility.
The first time you fired us, why'd you fire us?
um,
It's perfectly fine if we screwed up. Be honest.
no, you guys didn't screw
Seriously,
up.
no.
You were.
I really want to know.
No, you were doing your thing right. It was just, I think I wasn't getting the traction. So I wasn't building. I have a referral based business and I've had one my entire career. And so I just was still getting the same amount of referrals as I was before doing the Vyral. And I thought, well, if this isn't increasing my business, it's just, I didn't see a major increase. And so I thought, well, so whether I do it or not, I'm still getting the 20 deals. I'm still, so I wasn't seeing the growth I think that I wanted to the first time.
And how long were you a customer the first time around?
For a year each time.
How long did you do the plan? For a year. And it didn't grow your business. Okay. So you're like, okay, that's not the solution. You go do something else. What did you go do?
Right.
What was the change?
I think that's when I started looking into doing the video and the Facebook ads. And then I realized at that time I was I kind of had that come to Jesus where I was like, okay, what am I doing? Because if all of my business comes from my referrals, and then now I'm chasing new business and I'm neglecting my, my database. So that was when I came back the second time.
Okay. Did it work the second time?
Well, I got in front of my people again, but it was kind of the same thing, Frank. It was like, okay, so I still sold 20 homes that second year and that second time around. And so then I was like, well, I came back and I did it, but like I said, I didn't see exponential growth in it. So then that's why I left the second time.
And now you're back again.
Here I am.
Saying I need to have a good touch plan, but I got to do something different. All right. Brandi, thanks for sharing all this. This is I know this is uncomfortable.
No, it's fine.
But I think this is something a lot of people can relate to. Where it's like, I need more business. I want to make more money. I want this thing to grow. I see Facebook. I see YouTube. I'm going to start making shorts. I'm going to start making reels. I'm going to start hiring a video person to follow me around. I'm going to go make long form YouTube content. Buy all these digital marketing courses. The next thing you know, you're not selling any real estate. You're like a full-time content creator. Then you go put it up online. You're like, is anybody even watching this? And it's hard to know, isn't it?
Yes.
I totally get it, man. All right. Okay, so you're back. I think the way that I'd like to maybe take this interview that can be helpful is, what are we going to do differently now that you just re-signed up? What are we going to do to actually get this thing to grow? Okay. So you come back for a third time. What do you know that you're going to do differently to make this work? What do you know now that you didn't know before that you had to do differently to make this actually work?
Good, great question. So you guys send follow-up emails to who is opening, who's looking, who's clicking. So what I wasn't doing as diligently before was reading those reports and going through those and reaching out, consistently to those folks and saying, I know. But they would come to me anyway, but just not. And also, I wasn't really working that referral business as to not only who I know, but who they know.
Okay. So these emails go out, and you're sending out topics, answering commonly asked questions about buying or selling a home. We can track who clicks the links to watch those videos. And the proactive reach out afterwards, which is what you do. We don't do it. We'll just give you the report of everyone that watches it. Is you reach out to those people saying, hey, I see you just kind of subscribe to my content and watch my videos. Have you ever are you thinking about buying or selling a home that I can help you with? Or do you know anyone? Because they just kind of recently took time out of their day to click through and watch one of your videos. That's called calling the open and click report. In marketing, they call it like lead scoring. It's like, hey, I have this whole database of all this junk. You send marketing to it, and you see who opens and who's engaging with it to kind of shake the trees. And then the salespeople or the appointment setters follow up with the people that are engaging with the stuff because you have a higher probability of having a conversation or of them talking to you because they express some recency on engaging with some real estate material, right? So the first thing is in your existing list that you send in, when you're sending out that helpful content, we're going to give you the people that click on this stuff. And you are going to have to call them or email them or reach out to them to see who's interested. So for example, this interview that we're doing, Brandi, someone's probably watching this because it was sent out as an email to our whole database of Vyral marketing. I'm not sure the title yet, but something about how Brandi fired us 3 times and why she came back, right? We're going to track who watches this. That's going to be nice to know, right? Of the 15,000 people we have on our mailing list, and it might be 100 people that click through, which is relatively low if you think about the size of the list, right? But they all watched a video, and they know who Vyral is, and they probably know who Frank is, and they're probably interested in your story. And we're going to call them and see if they're interested in the conversation about talking. We'll probably get some appointments out of it. But if we didn't call the people that were clicking the links, I don't think those people necessarily, unless they were kind of nudged, would just go to our website and magically fill out a form for a strategy call that has like 15 fields to request one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing you're going to do is call the click report. What's next? What else do you know that you're going to do differently to hopefully make this work? Based upon probably the strategy call you took when you signed up.
So 2 other things. One is I'm excited about doing the class with you. That's coming up.
Oh yeah. Oh, we start this Thursday. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm excited and nervous and scared, and but I know you're going to be nice to me the whole time.
Yeah, I am.
And and then secondly, the Facebook targeting and retargeting that your team is going to be doing. So I'm super excited about both of those things. I feel like that is going to be rocket fuel for me.
Yeah, it will be. So we're going to meet every week for an hour. It starts Thursday. I forgot. That is this Thursday. Every Thursday for the next 8 weeks, Brandi, we're going to meet with you. We're going to go through in depth how to get the most out of the Vyral program. Let's actually go through the 8 things. And if you're watching this and you like to sit in and watch those classes, you can sit in and watch us hopefully change Brandi's business. Right? We're going to see. We're going to find out over the course of 8 weeks. You can go to classes at the top of our Get Vyral website, and you can watch all the replays from last semester. Here are the lessons. Let me pull these up. So, Brandi, here's what we're going to do. Okay? Here's how we're going to get the Vyral marketing program to work. There's 8 lessons we're going to start. So, the very first lesson, I want to know, are you prospecting and advertising correctly to build your database of sellers? Okay?
I do.
Brandi, do you have a couple zip codes that you want to focus on where you want listings?
78.
What are they?
Let's see, 78634, 78660, 78759.
I'm going to teach you how to get a list of all the homeowners in those zip codes who probably might need to sell their house. And you need to get a message in front of them saying, hey, I can help you find out what your home is worth. Hey, I have a buyer for your home. Or, hey, would you like a free ticket to my seller workshop to learn how to sell your house? We're going to talk about this on Thursday. And that's going to be how you generate a lead of an actual homeowner who might want to be thinking about selling. That's lesson 1. Now, we don't do that at Vyral. You're going to have to do that. But you got to give me a database of hopefully homeowners that are thinking of selling. That works a lot better when you start sending out material of that type of a list. All right. Next, I need to make sure that when somebody responds to, when a homeowner in those 3 zip codes respond to you from one of your direct response marketing offers of the 3 offers I just shared with you, and there's many ways to get that message in front of them, that we actually get them into your email marketing program with us and we get them set up on a retargeting audience. We're going to do a whole lesson on that. Okay. Next, once they're actually in the database because they responded and we have their permission and we know it's a homeowner who's thinking of selling, it's a good lead to put in the list. You're going to send them 2 helpful videos every month answering commonly asked questions that a seller might be asking now. So, Brandi, what's the number 1 question sellers ask you right now? What's on their mind? What do you think? You're talking to somebody in those zip codes. Think of these zip codes. Think of a homeowner. What are they asking you on the phone as their real estate?
I'm being asked a lot, how long will it take to sell in this market? And also they're nervous about rates being a buyer.
Okay. Your next topic I'd like you to send out here at Vyral is how long will it take to sell in the Austin market? That is the most likely topic to send out that will get someone who's thinking of selling in your target market to engage. And what was the second question?
They're nervous about rates.
How about how will 8% mortgage rates affect my home value? How about that? How will 8% mortgage rates affect my Austin home value? Those are your next two topics. So we're going to pick topics not that are discoverable on YouTube of like the top 5 restaurants to eat at, right? We're going to pick topics that speak to a seller ideally in those target zip codes by answering commonly asked questions. You guys, do you feel the difference on that of where maybe you've been thinking of like discoverability versus YouTube versus the topics, homeowners in that specific market you want? We're going to talk about that in class. Okay, next. 1 lead generation email a month. When's the last time you sent an email out to your database to invite people to go to your website or even just call you for finding out what their home is currently worth? Have you ever made a video or published anything? No?
I can't.
All right. So this is called a direct response email. This is a direct response message. So you kind of have your educational, relevant videos that are going out based upon the questions that people in the database are asking, not the world, right, for search. We're going to start sending out a monthly message with a very clear call to action. Hey, click here to find out what your Austin home is worth. Go to a landing page to capture contact information. Hey, click here to get an immediate cash offer on your home. And I'll show you how to hook up an institutional buyers that can actually do that in Austin. I have relationships that I'll go to. Or, hey, click here to attend my online home selling workshop and learn all the ways to sell your home with all these tech companies here to have all these options. I'll help explain all of them to you here in Austin. And that's not a video, but it's just a link in an email that someone clicks to go back and literally put their information in. That probably suggests they might be interested in selling a house to generate like a real lead, not just maybe someone who clicked the link. And we do that once a month to your in-house list. All right. Let's keep going. Do you use any direct mail? You doing direct mail at all?
I did. I did, but I didn't. I don't anymore.
We're going to get back to that. It's hard when you start thinking about like doing TikTok videos, right? Like direct mail.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. How many people do you have in your pipeline that are legitimately thinking about selling, let's say, in the next year or two? Like your legit seller nurtures. Do you have any? Like,
I think so. I think I've talked on and off to probably about 6 different folks that are in my database that have mentioned selling if they find the right thing or that it could be coming up.
well, you have their property address. People that have talked to you know who you are that are really thinking about selling. I'm not going to trust email to stay in touch with them because, like, if you're lucky, 30% of the people actually open it, and 70% don't. And I'm not going to trust social media to magically serve the ad to those people because I don't know if they actually saw it. It's too risky. We're going to put a direct mail plan in place where we're going to take those 2 videos that you made and we're going to print them and take the screenshots and put them on a piece of paper and mail it to your best contacts every single month. So we make sure that your nurtures actually get it because I don't trust social media and email to do it. It's too much risk. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going. This is what we're going to do as we work together. Now, we have all these people in your database and all these people visit your website. We're going to spend a little money on social media, a couple dollars a day, putting those very videos to follow them around everywhere online so they see you nonstop, which is really probably more like maybe 6, 8 times a month. Twice a week, you pop up for a frequency with the retargeting. But we don't need a huge retargeting budget. We just need enough to reach the people in your database, which is only be a couple thousand. So maybe a couple dollars a day is all we're going to need to put your videos in front of that targeted audience of the people in your current list. And you're pretty excited about doing that, right? Doing the retargeting. Have you played with Facebook ads before? Like you said, you were playing with online advertising before, right?
Yeah, I am right now. I'm doing a lot of reach and brand awareness just within the 15-mile radius so I can start getting the audience to retarget. So I've been doing that for the past month.
Yeah, so what Brandy's doing is you're spending money just kind of marketing everyone around Austin, probably 15 miles on Facebook. And hopefully they watch the videos and engage to kind of build a list of who's engaged with that. And you retarget those people with other ads. We'll most definitely retarget that list as well with what we do. 100%. Right? And then last but not, there's 2 more. Then we're going to, on lesson 7, okay, all right, you have all these people that hopefully are opting into these web forms with these monthly lead generation emails going out to your list. And hopefully, cross your fingers, Brandy, people actually click through and watch this stuff. You know, it's going to be right there. Yeah. Hopefully they actually engage. We got to call them. We got to reach out to them to see if they're interested in the conversation, whether you call them or you hire a calling assistant to do it. Okay. And then last but not least, to get this to work in class, where I work with you every single week, is you're paying Vyral Marketing $625 a month. You're probably in $30, $60 a month on retargeting spend. And then let's say you do the direct mail, it's probably about $1 a letter. You're another $100, $200 a month on direct mail to target a list. Call it $1,000 a month that you're into, market to your database. Wouldn't it be nice if we could find some other business like a home builder, credit repair company, or property management company, someone who's ideally off the settlement statement where RESPA wouldn't apply, to buy advertising and all of that to support you, to get access to your audience of buyers or sellers to zero cost, all of that expense. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be fantastic, Frank.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do a whole lesson on that. All right. What do you need help with the most? Tell me. 3rd time back. What do you think you need to make this work this time? Because you really badly want this. We want to get the business up. We want you to sell more. Tell me what you need.
I really just want to kind of cut through. I just want to get straight to what works. Like what is the proven, tried and true, because everything is, well, this is going to take a year and this takes time and this takes time. Well, I've been taking a lot of time and doing a lot of things.
Yep. Okay. Can I give you an assignment that Vyral can't help you with, but I know what works?
Yes.
I want you to go sign up for PropStream. PROPSTREAM. Have you ever used that?
I've heard of it.
Are you familiar with that product at all? Okay. Go sign up for it. It's $100 a month. You just need it for 1 month. Okay. And I want you to go type in the zip code 78634. And I want you to run a search for all single family homes. I'll email this to you. And it's also in the recording. I want you to run a search for all single family homes in 78634 that are not in a trust or LLC, that have been lived in for at least 10 years. Got it? I want you to download it. That's going to give you the first name, last name of the owner with their property address and mailing address. Okay. And in that zip code, I also want you to pull all the old expireds, all the absentee owners, and all the bankruptcy, probate, divorce, and pre-foreclosure, and vacant homes. Sound good? And you're going to do the exact same. This is all new to you. We're going to talk about this on Thursday, okay? And then you're going to pull that same list in 78660 and that same list in 78759. All right? And you are going to put all of your resources to build your database and focus them into those homeowners and those zip codes to getting in front of them. That way, as opposed to all of your focus being on discovered online. That's a huge shift, Brandi, what I just shared right there. Isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's more direct. It's not so.
How do you feel when I say that? I mean, seriously, you spent 2 to 3 years running around Austin in the heat, making how many videos?
A lot.
Trying to get discovered online, right?
Yeah.
And it's not moving the needle.
Correct.
So we're gonna, instead of you want a new strategy, I need you to become an expert in those 3 videos, because when you have like limited resources, you have to attack on a narrow front. And we are going to go after documented homeowners. All of our resources are going to go into building a database of documented homeowners in those zip codes that we can put on the Vyral marketing plan.
I like it.
You ready? Are you excited?
I'm ready.
What else do you want to tell? I mean, come on. There has to be so many other agents that are watching this that could be in your same shoes. Is there any advice you can give to people of what not to do that you've learned over the past 2 to 3 years?
Well, yeah, I would say, I mean,
Maybe any
I think
mistakes
it's
to avoid
like,
that you wish somebody would have told you 2 3 years ago?
yeah, it's that we just get inundated with so many things. And I think that we kind of bumblebee around, like, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try this. And I don't think that, we stay at the surface level, but, I'm ready. Like I said, when I called you, I'm like, okay, Frank, I'm ready to go all in. Like, all in. I will like turn everything else off. I'll just go all in. So I think that that's it, is maybe not to bumblebee 7 different things at a time, but just go deep and, go deep on what was proven to work.
Okay. I'll leave you with this, Brandi. I think the philosophical change of maybe why and thank you for coming back and hiring us again. Thank you for doing this and talking about this. All right,
Sure.
really, is instead of using digital to get found online, especially by sellers, you can probably do it with buyers, but especially sellers is really hard getting found online. And there's people that do, but it's kind of like winning the lottery. The statistical odds are really, really difficult to make that happen, and very hard. You've seen that, all right? If we're going to go after listings, we're going to have a very database direct response approach versus like an online social media approach. And I want you to take all of your focus. The big lesson from this is all of your focus is going to go from being around out here to crushing these 3 zip codes. All right. And all of your marketing, the digital marketing you do, will be speaking to the people in just these 3 zip codes that ideally that have responded in some way to your marketing. So we're going to really, really, really pull your focus of just talking to sellers in those areas with all the content that you publish, by answering their most pressing, most commonly asked questions about their home value, about selling, about what's going on with property taxes, what's going on with the neighborhood and development, what's going on with, I don't know, the power grid in Austin, right? No, it's one thing there. We're going to talk about all those things, what it means to them. And I think that's, if we change that philosophical shift, we're going to spend the next 8 weeks when you go through class on the tactics. I hope it works. It should.
It will.
And if it doesn't, I'll give you all your money back, Brandi. Well, I'll give you all your money back if it doesn't, because you get a 90-day money back guarantee, right? Yeah. So in 90 days, you should see this working. And if it's not measurably moving the needle, you call me. I'll write you a check back for all your money.
That's a deal.
Thanks for doing this. If you guys want to get a copy of Brandi's marketing plan,
Yeah, absolutely.
of what she's going to follow with us, if you can kind of relate to her story, you can go to getvyral.com on the homepage. You can get a copy of our video marketing plan on the homepage. And then if you want to hop on over and click classes, you can actually sign up and sit in on all the classes we're going to take through that entire 8-lesson syllabus to go really deep on refocusing Brandi's strategy to get this to finally work. Starting with that first lesson, we'll talk about zip codes. That's it. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Frank.